Denver is an elite rarity light cruiser from the Eagle Union and is part of the Cleveland class of light cruisers. Denver is available from both light construction at a time of 1 hour and 25 minutes or from map drops on stage 14-2. Denver was launched from the New York Shipbuilding Corporation on the 4th of April, 1942. Commissioned on the 15th of October 1942, decommissioned on the 7th of February 1947, stricken on the 1st of March 1959, and scrapped in November of 1960. Denver did the usual tasks an American light cruiser did in the Second World War. Here are her more interesting exploits. Was commanded by Captain Thomas Darden. Sank IJN Minagumo and Murasame in the Battle of Blackett Strait. Was hit by 3 203mm shells, all of which failed to detonate during the Battle of Empress Augusta Bay. Was hit by a torpedo bomber's torpedo, which cut all power and comms, as well as killing 20 of her crew while supporting the landings on Cape Torokina. She was towed by USS Sioux, then USS Pawnee, for temporary repairs, then sailed by herself to Mare Island for permanent repairs. Assisted in the sinking of Yamashiro during the battle for Leyte Gulf, and then Osagumo later on the 25th of October. Had a bomb explode nearby, causing minor damage and slight flooding on the 28th of October. Then had another bomb go off near her after, causing 4 men to be injured. Rescued the survivors of the USS La Valette. In her character art drawn by Rabbit, Denver wears a black double-breasted coat with silver buttons and stripes flanking the buttons, a white and red hooded coat with pockets, Denver written on the sides, red star zipper poles with D on them, black stripes, red interior, and black cuffs, a red armband with what appears to be both her hull number on the white tag at the top and Cleveland on the armband itself, red gloves, red hair ties, black knee-high socks, and black and red wading boots with the tops rolled down. Her rigging is pretty much the same as her other Cleveland-class sisters. Both hulls that flank her sides are attached to an armature, which itself is attached to the base of her back. The decks of the hulls are wood and are painted white and red on the sides. The hull to her left has 2 triple-barrel naval cannons with 2 50 cal guns underneath and a flight deck behind them, while the hull to her right has 2 double-barrel naval cannons in Denver written on the side of the hull. In her voice lines, voiced by Ari Ozawa, who also voices Chiyo Sakura in Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun, Melisas Grammary in High School DD, Mizuki Sarah in Classroom Crisis, Poppy, Horse Girl, in Monster Musume, Rui Nagata in WWW Working, Runa Suruga in High School Fleet, Benny Toit in Land of Lustrous, Nichika Ubuyashiki in Demon Slayer, Connie in The Promised Neverland, Moeha Fujiwara in Kaguya-sama, Vania in Slimes 300, Prince Yugen, Akizuki, Nawaki, Janice, Destroyer Princess, and Aircraft Water Demon in Cancol, Saria in Grand Blue, Rin in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Zhangling in Genshin, Mari Iochi in Blue Archive, and Io in FGO, Denver wants to be as good, if not better, than Cleveland.
Hello! 自分はクリーブランド級のデンバー。海上の騎士、その4人目さ。正式に部下になる前に一つ質問したいんだけど、指揮官が見たいのはどんな未来なのかな？クリーブランド級、軽巡洋艦、4番艦。エンプレスオーガスタ湾で姉貴たちと一緒に頑張った。まだ未熟だけど、指揮官の期待に応えられるよう頑張るよ。指揮官と出会うまでは、クリーブ姉貴の後を追っていただけだった。一生懸命に技を磨き、全身全霊で敵を倒す。これだけでいいの？自分は、まだ未熟ってこと。おかえり。軽食作ったけど、すまん。料理の腕にはあまり自信なくて。クリーブ姉貴のように戦場で颯爽と駆け巡りたいよね。
At level 125 with max affinity and enhancements, Denver has 4,406 HP, 159 firepower, 328 AA, 188 reload, 109 evasion, light armor, 32 speed, 165 accuracy, 69 luck, 102 anti-sub, and consumes 10 oil. Denver has 2 skills and an AoA, with the skills focusing on buffing herself. Denver's first skill, Full Firepower, at level 10, every 20 seconds, there's a 60% chance to buff Denver's firepower by 40% for 10 seconds. This raises her firepower, without equipment or skills, to 223. Her second skill, Anti-Air Mode, at level 10, when Denver is firing her AA guns, there's a 25% chance to buff her own AA by plus 40%, but decrease her own firepower by minus 20% for 3 seconds. This raises her AA without equipment or skills to 459, but debuffs her firepower to 127. If she has her first skill, Full Firepower, active, then her firepower would be decreased to 178. Her AoA looks like this, being procced every 10 times Denver fires her main guns. The shells travel in a straight line, so you're able to focus on one enemy, or spread it out to multiple enemies depending on if you're moving or not. The recommended equipment for Denver is the same as her Cleveland-class sisters. The quad 152mm MGM for the CL gun with the highest DPS, the twin 100mm Type 98 Kai for the best general use DD auxiliary that can break shields quickly, the twin 57mm L60 Bofors for the best general use AA gun, the repair toolkit for passive healing and survivability, the high perf steering gear for a buff to evasion and the chance to dodge all attacks, and the crossbow for a buff to firepower and AA, as well as reducing the damage taken from planes. Honestly, Denver overall is, in my opinion, the weakest of the original Cleveland-class ships. Going over the brief pros, she's easily obtainable through construction, and kinda on the cheaper side, unlike Columbia or Cleveland. Her first skill, Full Firepower, gives a decent buff to her firepower, and her second skill, Anti-Air Mode, further buffs her AA, which is the focus of a light cruiser. And that's literally all I can think of for positives about Denver. Her skills are extremely generic, granted, much like her other Cleveland-class sisters, excluding Montpellier, and they only focus on buffing her, unlike her sisters. Full Firepower is wasted, at least in my opinion, on a light cruiser whose main focus should be AA. Anti-Air Mode does buff her AA, but it also debuffs her firepower, which conflicts with Full Firepower. Both of her skills rely on chance for them to proc as well, having a 3 in 5 and 1 in 4 chance respectively. Comparatively, Cleveland has a skill that buffs the damage of all ships in the fleet, Columbia reduces the damage the flagship takes, and Montpellier buffs all cruiser types and negates the drawbacks of the Anti-Air Mode skill. If you get Denver before Montpellier, you can probably use her up until chapter 6 or 7, but if you get Montpellier before Denver, or get her afterwards, either don't use Denver or switch her out ASAP. Montpellier is much better and can be obtained through light constructions. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter for updates, and please check out my other Arknights and Azure Lane videos as well.